Hi friends at Theory, it's Katie. I'm here to share with you a little information about Goldwell's new hair color, the Illuminated Naturals. I know we haven't had a class on this yet, so I just wanted to give you some information so that you're prepared when you go to use it in the salon. Figured it was a little quicker than getting all of us together in our busy summer schedules. So I'm going to give you a little bit of knowledge on what it's about, how to use it, and what sort of clients it would be perfect for. So it's part of Goldwell's new Graded Gorgeous collection, and that's going to give you options of shades in reds, brunettes, and blondes, giving you a high shine multi-layer effect with 100% gray coverage in the top sheet and up to 75% gray coverage in the colorants without the need to add in to any of your formulas. They are all pre-balanced shades that are going to give you consistent, predictable results. So a few things you should know about the Illuminated Naturals is it's going to give you high definition color results because of an integrated direct dye pigment. So that's basically just fancy words for it has the Illumin direct dyes built into the color. I'm sure we all recognize the @ symbol. That is what that stands for, the integrated direct dyes. Doesn't mean it's an Illumin color, but it does have that technology built into the top sheet oxidative dyes. So basically how this works is because of the new Illuminated Natural technology. And this is a multi-layer technology that features the oxidative dye and the high shine direct dye that sits on top of the cuticle. And the oxidative dye is going to be what gives you that 100% gray coverage. So I wanted to give you a little more of a visual example of how the dyes and the technology work within the labeling of the color on the colorants or top sheet can. So for example, let's use the 5N at BP. So the 5, that's obviously going to be our level of light or dark that we're going to want to work with. And the N, that is going to be our oxidative dye within the technology. So that's just our top sheet gray coverage dye. And the new technology, the Illuminated Naturals technology, is what gives us that integrated direct dye pigment, which is, in this case, the beige pearl accent. So that is going to be what's our Illumin part of the color. Just like the Illumin, it sits directly on top of the cuticle, which will give us that high performance, high shine fashion shade that we're looking for within the color. So another visual example of how the Illuminated Natural is different than a traditional oxidative dye is, I'll show you another little visual tip. So let's say this is the cuticle. If your client wanted that brown pearl accent within the gray coverage, a traditional dye would look a little more like this. It would have the beige pearl accent with the oxidative gray coverage built into the cortex. And the difference between that and the new color we have, so the 5N would sit in the cortex just like the traditional, but the fashion shade, the brown pearl accent, sits on top of the cuticle. So it's going to have that 100% gray coverage within the cortex, but on the outside of the cuticle, like the Illumin dyes, it's going to have that high shine factor that's going to give you really beautiful gray coverage results. So we now know a little bit about the technology behind the Illuminated Naturals and what makes it work. And now I'm going to give you a few tips on how to use it. It's pretty standard as far as the Top Chic and Colorants applications go, but the difference with Top Chic is according to the base level and percentage of gray, you will want to activate the color with either the 6%, your 20 volume, or the 9%, your 30 volume. So if your client would like one of these shades and has less than 50% gray, you are going to want to do your 9%, your 30 volume. This is because you need that extra little bit of lift to help activate the pigments within that direct dye and give you a little more vibrancy. With more than 50% gray, you will want to do your standard 20 volume, your 6% lotion for that development. And for your colorants, you always use the Cover Plus developer, your standard 2:1 ratio with the 30-minute developing time. And for our color shades that we have available, you can refer to the new Top Chic and Colorants card, or we also have it available in the tableaus. But all the shades that the Illuminated Naturals has is located on the Naturals page, the first page of the color card. You'll notice is where the Triflective Naturals used to be. So these are great to start your transition while the Triflective Naturals are on a little vacation. These are great substitution, so I wanted to give you a little bit more information about the color options we have so you can start with that ease into this with your clients that you use the Triflectives on. So as far as brunettes and blondes go, we have it available in the GBs, BPs, BK, and BSs in levels 9 to 5. And for the fashion red tones, we have KKs, the RVs, and the RRs. And that is in levels 7 through 5. You will want to keep in mind that all of these shades are not available in colorants, so just look at which ones you might need to color balance with. Let's say you're wanting to do an all-over color with the 7N at RR. Well, we only have that available in Top Chic, so you are going to need to color balance the mid strands and ends to keep that healthy hair with a pre-made formula to color balance with the 7N at RR. So in the Illuminated Naturals color guide, Goldwell provided a few pre-made formulas that you can color balance perfectly with. A cool thing about this is you can color balance with Illumin, since it does have a lot of those same qualities as the Illumin. So going back to that 7N at RR, the formula that you can color balance with is Illumin. You could use it with NA at 2 and RR at all, 5:1 ratio, to create that 7N at RR, or it also has a colorants formula as well. So I think it's really cool that you can intermix all the lines in a way. So definitely take advantage of that and see what results you can come up with. Alright, so I gave you guys some information about the new at Illuminated Naturals, how the technology works, and I just gave you a little bit of recap on how to use it. Now I'm just going to touch lastly on who to use the color on. It's definitely recommended mostly as a gray coverage tool. So some services you can do with the brunettes, it's perfect if your client is wanting to stay brown, but having it not be a solid brown color. It's great for clients that are already gray and just want to enhance their gray with soft reflections and helping reduce some of that yellow tone. It's also great on your clients that want that red gray coverage with either warm or cool accents. It's also perfect for your male clientele that want to blend areas with more of a camouflage service, and it's going to give them a low maintenance and non-color treated look, which they will definitely be happy about. And even though it's recommended mostly as a gray coverage tool, it's great if you want to help richen a client's natural color without gray. You can use it like the triflectives as a low light. Some of the warm reflections are a great low light with that pre-pigmentation already built in to the reflection, giving you that filler on top of a blonde. And it's also great as a fashion accent with more of those fun bright reds that you can add to anybody. Alright guys, so in conclusion, let's recap on a few things. We now know that the Illuminated Naturals has the technology built in that will give us that oxidative dye for the gray coverage, as well as the direct illuma dye that gives us that multi-reflection high shine effect. We now know that you need to use it with either 20 volume for that 50% or more white client, or 30 volume for the clients that have less than 50% white. And we also know that it can be used as a multi-purpose color, rather it's blending gray, completely covering gray, or just enhancing your client's natural tone. There's endless possibilities with this color, so I hope you guys dive in, experiment a little bit, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks guys.